Welcome to the December 2021 Stencil Club reveal. Mix and Match Botanicals is the exclusive set. Here's artist and designer Ray Missigman to tell you all about them.
Hi, I'm Ray Missigman, and I'm so glad to be here again at StencilGirl. And today I'm revealing a new StencilClub collection. So I thought it would be really fun to get on camera with you and create a little project and show you some of the things that I do with these stencils when I'm creating with them. So let's hop on over to the work table. So here we have the 3 stencils that I've created for the club collection, and I really love these. These were built to layer and to be used individually, which is a fan favorite of mine. And I love how the combination of all of these together will allow me to build pieces as well as create things individually, like this little wreath. The wreath is the 4x4 stencil, and while it looks like it's one big wreath, I've also created it to have 4 little sections because I like to use my stencils in part, and that gives me the opportunity to do that. The 6x6 is a combination of berry stems and leaf stems, and I really wanted them to be chunkier and more abstract in nature because I love that I can cut these apart and use them in bouquets and that sort of thing. The 9x12 stencil is one of my favorite stencils ever to date. I really wanted something I could use as a background, but something that I could layer with my other pieces, whether they were whole or stacked or cut apart. I wanted something with a lot of white space to add marks here, and I just love that it was something that I could use with watercolor as well. Now, the inspiration for these pieces came from this ribbon you see here, and also from some of my favorite watercolor journal pages. The ribbons show a combination of all of these stencils in part or form, a similar version of them in that you can see, like this 4x4 stencil here, little parts of a twig or stem peeking out behind other flowers or color. And I love that I can use the stencil in part like that to get that look. The 6x6 stencil here has a lot of the berry and stems on it, and you can see those reminiscent in the ribbons here too. Big chunky circles. I really loved that, and I loved that I could use them absent of the twig or in combination with the twig. As same thing goes for the leaves. You can see little bits of the leaves peeking out here and there, and I really love how that combines all together. And I can use these individually, as I said, and cut them out as well. The 12x12 stencil, the 9x12 stencil showed all the color in the background here, but I loved that you had to really take a look and peek to see whether it was marks or if it was a floral or something like that. So these ribbons really got me thinking about shapes and composition. And then I thought I would dig out one of my favorite watercolor journals and explore even further because I knew that I like to layer when it comes to watercolor. And so having all of these pieces like the berries here or the stems or little pieces of the wreath or the background color like this blue here, I would allow myself to layer with different stencils if I could build the right components. Here again, you see the background colors, you see the round berries, you see little pieces of a wreath, everything that I thought of in my head that I could use to layer. Background color, more leaves, that sort of thing. This example here, you can see a lot of the background color in the blue, like the 9x12 stencil. And then there's lots of pieces that resemble the marks as well. And then you get little twigs, like if you used a piece of the 4x4 wreath. And again, you can see lots of chunky circles that reminded me of what I wanted to get in these stencils, like big berries or puddle-like colors that I could stack to create stems with. And you can see here that just viewing my journal pages, I was able to dig out shapes that I knew I used over and over again to help me as a catalyst into building that stencil. Here you see lots of that green background color. You see florals that are reminiscent of the twigs and the stems and the berries. So I knew between the journal and the ribbon, I could really root out some basic shapes to build stencils that I love for this collection. So I thought it would be fun to create a little project using these two, but I wanted to really step out of the box and do something a little different. So I thought about contrast, black and white, and how it would pop with these beautiful chunky shapes. And so I thought it would be fun to create a series of note cards. And I'm going to show you one on camera like this that we can create together, and then you can create a whole stack of them to have on hand to share. You only need 2 to 5 minutes to create them. They're super simple, and I can't wait to do them with you. So let's get started.
Want to get started making Ray's fabulous note cards? Join Stencil Club now, and on the 15th, when we ship the stencils, you'll receive the club newsletter with links to the downloadable project video and PDF. Just click the link below to join our art community. See you in Stencil Club.